In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Santini Libra Ebonite fountain pen with Flexy Cursive Italic nib. I'll cover the specs, I will do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this pen coming up. So this is the Santini Libra Ebonite. For those of you that don't know, Santini is a fountain pen manufacturer that dates back to 1997. They also make all of the modern Ancora brand pens. And what's great about Santini is, to my understanding, they make everything in-house. They turn the pens, they make their metal trims, and they for sure 100% make their nibs in-house. And one of the best things about Santini is that they offer so many different nib types. You can have pretty much whatever you want within reason, and they will make it for you. Now, this one has their Cursive Italic Flexi nib. Now, in terms of the design, we have a pretty standard Italian shape here with sort of like the funnel ends, not really any finials. The cap gets fatter towards the cap ring very slightly, and then the body tapers slightly towards the tail. I will say that for like the funnel type ends, these are on the flatter side. They definitely don't point out too much. We have an Italian style roller clip here. This looks just fat and clumsy to me, to be honest, compared to a Omas clip. Here's a vintage Omas clip, and this just, this just looks better. It's finer. Now, the clip, like most Santini trims, is finished decently, not perfectly. There are some kind of rough edges there. It is just, yeah, kind of a fat looking clip. It's very, very firm, so it would be pretty hard to put this on anything. Now, I haven't tried that because I don't clip my pens, but it's quite firm. And you'll notice, like, it's a little bit hard to see because of the sort of like beveling on the clip here, but it's pretty straight across, whereas like on an Omas, there is an angle to it. So yeah, I think this is going to be a tough clip to actually use in practice. Now on the cap here, we can see this is numbered. This is number 28 of 33. One thing I do like about Santini is, they use a lot of different materials and they release them in pretty small batches. So only 33 pieces with this red ebonite in this particular shape. Now, within that 33, you can choose the trim, you can choose the nibs. So those are divided up even further between the people that got, the gold trim or the silver trim. I don't think they do a ruthenium trim. They might. I'm not sure I've seen that. Now, the cap ring, I think, actually looks really good. This is probably my favorite part of the trim on here. It says Santini Italia in script here, and you have a coin edge on the outside, on the outer edges of the ring, and then you have these two black lines here. I'm not sure what material that is for those black lines, but it's not like a gap, like I can't stick my fingernail in there. This looks pretty good, and I like that the broad ring here is recessed in there. It has a nice quality look to it. Then the cap continues in red ebonite towards the end. And then here we have the piston knob. Now I'm going to uncap it. About 1 1/4 to uncap it. Looking at the section here, it tapers towards like some very fine threading here, which doesn't look the most clean, although it works very smoothly. Like I don't notice any graininess to the threading or anything there. And then it tapers very nicely before flaring out. This has a very good shape to it, and it's a big grip section, so this is a very comfortable pen. Now, the nib, so this is their number 6 size Santini 14 karat gold cursive italic flex nib, and I was told that the gold, just the straight gold nib, is the most flexible. We have an ebonite feed, so if you're getting one of these, and you want the most flexibility, go for the gold color one versus the other white, or I think they actually have a rose gold nib as well. Go for the gold one. Now, these are also threaded, and you can order extra nibs with your pen when you're placing your order with Santini. And I assume you could do it afterwards. You would probably just have to email them to ask for one specifically for your pen. So that is really, really nice. The piston filling system is done in-house and it's very smooth. There's a click at the end, so when you've brought the piston up, just to let you know that's the end of it. But going down, there's no click, there's no ratcheting like on a Montegrappa. Now, in terms of the price of this pen was 419 euros, and I believe like maybe 25 or 50 euros of that was an extra price to have the flexible cursive italic nib. So I believe the standard price for this pen was under 400 euros. Now, when I got the pen, it didn't write the way that I liked. I sent them a video of me, writing with the pen, and it was skipping. So they made it so that it will write with zero pressure, which is how I think every pen should write. But they adjusted it to make it work that way, and they were very responsive. They fixed the pen, or they modified the pen, within like I think 2 weeks. So it went back to Italy, came back. So very, very good customer service from Santini. I think probably the best customer service of any brand that I can think of. They've done a really, really nice job with that. Now, in terms of size and weight, we are looking at about 146, and then uncapped about 138. So this is a big pen. I would honestly, I mean, in the past, this for sure would have been considered an oversized pen, but today I guess I would call it just a standard size pen. It does not post, so even though it goes on there, it won't grab onto anything. So that was disappointing. There is no lining in the cap either, but it does seem to seal very, very well. Now, in terms of the grip section, go at the widest point here, 13.3, and then the narrowest before it flares out, 11.4. So fat grip section, big grip section, uncapped, this is a 10 out of 10 for comfort. And the number 6 size nib works for me much better than the number 8 that I had on the previous Santini that I reviewed. So uncapped, looking at 21 grams, nice weight, not too heavy, and then 35 with the cap. But again, you won't be posting this pen because it's not postable. Now, in terms of the size, I consider this to be a full-size pen. I think in the past it would have been considered an oversized pen. Here it is with the 1940s Omas 557 Extra. This would have been their biggest pen that Omas made back then. So yeah, this would have been for sure considered oversized. Here it is with a Aurora Optima, a Aurora Ypsilon, and to see it with a real proper oversized pen, this is a Montegrappa Masters Art pen. For the writing sample, I'm going to be using a Papermine Tomoe River hardcover notebook. These notebooks are excellent for fountain pens, and for Blake's broadcast viewers and subscribers, you can get 10% off with code BB10 at checkout. This is a Santini Libra. This is a Cursive Flexy nib, and Cursive Italic, I should say. And this is Hiroshi Gray. I don't remember which one. Oops. Okay, fast writing. Oh, that was a skip. Yeah, we do get a skip here and there. I would say in normal writing, I don't see it skip too often, but yeah. Performance is pretty good. You know, the feed obviously could be better if you wanted to do fast writing. I don't know who's doing fast writing with that. But so in terms, and see, look, yeah, there we go. In terms of the just standard cursive italic part of it, you can see the difference in line variation there. And then if I push on it, you can definitely get more line variation. And it is a really nice, soft, bouncy nib. You know, is it my favorite in terms of flex nibs? I would say no, but the performance is pretty good. And I do like that they're giving you a cursive italic flexi nib. There's a little bit of railroading. In terms of reverse writing, that's actually really smooth. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. But I don't think you're gaining too much by doing that. Overall, I really like the nib. You know, it's not as good as a vintage flex nib. I mean, it's just isn't there. I think the feed could be adjusted a bit. And see, now I'm railroading. In normal writing, it's quite nice. So what are my pros and cons for the Santini Libra Ebonite fountain pen with cursive Flexy Italic nib? Well, I think the biggest pro here is the nib options that Santini offers, and the package itself is quite nice for what was, I think, 419 euros. You're getting a pen in a big size ebonite body. Everything is made essentially in-house by Santini, including the nib. So that is really nice. The size is very comfortable. We have a super comfortable grip section, big, fat grip section. Really, really like that. I do like the cursive italic flexi nib. The performance for me is not perfect, but it is very good. It is very soft. So I like that. The customer service from Santini is exceptional. Really one of the best out there. In terms of cons, it's the typical things for Santini. And, you know, this is my third Santini. This is the last one. I just think I'm not a Santini person. The fit and finish is okay. It's not amazing. The nib does skip a little bit. I sent it back to Santini. They paid for its round trip tour to Italy and they adjusted it with their nib meister. It's still not quite right for me. The pen does not post, which is a real bummer, but that's pretty much it. This is a nice pen. It's just not really, I think, a pen for me ultimately. But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this pen? Do you like this pen? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen paper printing videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.